Hello there everyone, Ashnflash here, and welcome on into a very special video for Marvel. We've been just doing kind of like, I don't want to call them video essay videos, but I feel like they've just been doing a lot better with like some of the things we've done with DC and talking about that, as well as just the prediction videos. And specifically though, I just want to do a whole video dedicated to this and not calling Lego out, that's probably not the word, maybe a call to action, I would say, and hoping that they would listen to the fans because I think we really want this. And specifically yesterday, if you missed it, they had a PlayStation Sony presentation and they revealed the trailer for the upcoming Spider-Man 2 game that will be releasing in 2023, as well as a Wolverine game as well. And with the trailers yesterday, I could not be more excited for these games. I love the first Spider-Man game, I love the Miles game, and I just think that anything that they do is going to be phenomenal. And when it comes to the Spider-Man 2, seeing Venom, hearing Kraven, the new suits, oh my goodness, I'm so excited. And then Wolverine out of nowhere, what the heck? Like, how? I cannot wait. But you guys want to hear more about Lego specifically. And you might be thinking, why are you doing this video already? Like, I know what you're about to say. It's not even 2022 yet. Why are you talking about 2023? When it comes to Lego and designing products, the ball needs to start rolling really soon. So we are enough ways out that something could happen here. I just thought that we go over the history of it, as well as just talking about from the trailer. I know the little trailer that we got, but specifically talking about how we could get sets based off of the games, as well as just how they are missing out on this really big opportunity. So specifically, I want to talk about the history of it. So the history that Sony has had with Marvel is really interesting. And specifically over the last year, I think that we've really seen a lot of really strange things happen with it. We had the Spider-Man PS4 figure for San Diego Comic-Con back in 2019. And it was really crazy because they did this off of this amazing game and like I think the biggest superhero game of all time, and they had it be this Comic-Con exclusive figure, and I went and got it, and it breaks my heart that it is not more readily accessible for other people. And if you look, that's like the second most successful CMF series that I've ever drawn on the channel. So I think that it's such a disappointment that we've never gotten a set based off of that game, at least the following year. And I was really hoping that when they were coming around and doing the Miles Morales game, that we would get a set from that. And we didn't again. But instead, we actually got another Comic-Con exclusive, which was then, because Comic-Con was canceled last year in 2020, it was repurposed as this giveaway for the launch of the PS5, as well as the Miles Morales game, that when you completed the Spider-Man PS4 story, you submit the achievement, and you had to be an American citizen, and be entered into a raffle to win the figure. And those figures that were put up for raffle, specifically with Supergirl and Miles, are worth so much, because the pool of people, if you didn't know, when you go to Comic-Con, it is a raffle, and it's not a guaranteed thing if you go to Comic-Con that you will get the exclusive figure for that year or anything like that. You're actually put into a raffle, and a lot of times you do win, but specifically the pool for that isn't that big. The pool for all of America is so much greater when you think about it for Supergirl and Miles. So those figures are worth a lot more probably than most Comic-Con figures are. What's interesting about that is that on the back, it is branded under Sony, as well as specifically the Gamerverse, which is what they brand a lot of their other toys under. So specifically things from the Avengers game that we got, things that are going to come out for the Guardians of the Galaxy game. They are assembling this Gamerverse, and I don't know if it's all necessarily canon and connected, which has never been confirmed or denied, I guess, as well, because, you know, some people want the Avengers game to be canon to the Spider-Man game, some people don't. But specifically, though, it's interesting that they did at some point have to reach out to Sony to get these rights to those designs. And I know that there's so much more complicated things behind the scenes with Disney owning the rights to any Marvel products and stuff like that. But here's the most interesting thing. In the spider layer from this year, in that set, in the description, it specifically says PlayStation, and it is capitalized as so. It's not just like, oh, it's a little PlayStation, like it's a spot to play. No. It is quite literally called a PlayStation with the capitalization. And then, even in the set itself, you have like a Legoized version of the Spider-Man PS4 game. I think that going forward, and specifically looking this year as well, in this coming year when we are going to be getting the Into the Spider-Verse 2, I really hope that LEGO has formed some kind of relationship with them so that we can get sets going into the future for any games that they're working on, and specifically when it comes to actually the movie, I think would be great as well. But another really big point to talk about here is the Avengers game. The Avengers game, a lot of the designs were adapted and taken into the Avengers sets from last year, which is really crazy if you think about it. And I thought that we had gotten our first look at Hawkeye and Black Panther as well in the game, but it is a little bit different from what we actually got in those first sets, but specifically with characters like Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, as well as the AIM agents. All of those characters are ripped straight from the game. There is absolutely no denying that at all. So it's interesting that LEGO was, and I know it's a different company than Insomniac, and it's not Sony and PlayStation, that game was on all these different consoles, but it is interesting that LEGO has some form of relationship with whoever is designing the Gamerverse products, and they allowed them to actually create at least indirect tie-ins to the game, which I think is really interesting. Do I think we'll get Guardians of the Galaxy sets? I did a whole video talking about that. Could happen in January, I don't really know. It would be interesting if we did, since Guardians is such a huge thing. But with this Spider-Man 2 announcement and Wolverine, I really hope that LEGO does not sit on this. I really hope that this is their opportunity to do something huge. I think that they are doing phenomenal right now with everything they're doing with Marvel, with the Infinity Saga, with doing the CMF series, the Advent Calendar, a D2C, all that. If we do that again next year, great. But I think that going into 2023, they should step it up, reach even more, do more things. I look at the Star Wars special this past week and all of the different eras that they're doing, including having representation from the comics. I think that superheroes in general, and with Marvel because it is so large right now, that there should be facets of literally every single thing from Marvel. It should be a minifigure series every so often, getting the yearly Advent Calendar, getting minimum one D2C, one building, maybe a vehicle. I did a whole video talking about what I think could happen next year, but I think specifically there is such an untapped potential when it comes to the games. There are so many sets that they could do from the first game. If they don't want to spoil anything from the second game, give us a wave of stuff from the first game. And I know it would break my heart that I spent all that money on the SDCC figure, but at the same time, I think that they could do so much better, especially with this new suit design, which just looks a lot cleaner, and as well just getting those characters and those amazing designs. That's my little video for today. I think that I am so excited for the future of the Gamerverse for Marvel, and I really hope that they do sets off of the game, because I think it is such a missed opportunity if they don't. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I hope you all have a great day. I will see you all in the next one.